First of all, engagement is an exchange. You give something and you receive something in return. But every exchange requires empathy. And empathy, as we know, is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Before we talk about empathy, we need to discuss another concept, alterity. Have you ever heard of alterity? Alterity is seeing the other as not me, not necessarily an enemy because they are different from me or don't think the way I do, just another person. We live in a polarized world. And at the same time, we have turned the idea of the other into something dangerous simply because they are different. So we need to reflect on this concept and regain the ability to see the other as other. Now that we understand that the other is not necessarily an enemy, we can put ourselves in their shoes. We can look at others and realize that, like us, they carry their own anxieties, insecurities, and limitations, while also suppressing their potential because they are too busy putting out fires, just like each of us. Those who can recognize these nuances are the kind of people everyone wants to have around, regardless of their position. Understanding that everyone we interact with has the same anxieties, insecurities, and limitations as we do opens a reliable channel for idea exchange and mutual understanding, even though the vulnerabilities inherent to every human being will be present in both sides. To engage, you have to be willing to take some risks. The biggest one, to seem and be human. Now that we understand that engagement is an exchange, let's talk about communication, because every exchange depends on good communication. But what is the true meaning of communication? The word communication comes from the Latin communicatio, which means the act of making something common, sharing, distributing. But it's useless for me to intend to distribute something if no one is willing to receive. Communication requires interest in what is about to be shared. Listening and being heard are fundamental elements of communication. Rubem Alves, a Brazilian poet, philosopher, and educator, with his brilliant sense of humor, suggested something unique: courses of listening. He couldn't have been more accurate. I always see courses in public speaking being advertised. I've never seen a course in listening being offered. Everyone wants to learn how to speak. No one wants to learn how to listen. I thought about offering a listening course, but I don't think anyone would sign up. Listening is complicated and subtle. Okay, engagement is exchange. Exchange is communication. And when all of this is done well, it leads to success because every success depends on good communication. Therefore, success depends on engagement. A team's success doesn't come from extra work hours or financial bonuses only, although financial incentives are real and necessary. But what touches a soul is another soul. Engagement arises from this exchange, which communicates and gives meaning to what we do. Understanding the meaning of what we do is a path to personal excellence, which in turn is the excellence of the group we belong to. The happiness we seek doesn't have to be found at work, but work must be part of it, or at least not be the reason it is missing. The three pillars of happiness at work: excellence, engagement, and emotions contribute to this balance. When engagement happens sincerely, with genuine interest in others, everyone benefits from better communication, an atmosphere of empathy, a safe space for discussing ideas and finding solutions, and mutual support that leads to excellence and shared pride. As a bonus, if we're lucky, we may even find lasting friendships at work, friendships that surpass the value of any job title. Friendship goes beyond engagement. It is essential for human happiness. Aristotle even dedicated 2 of the 10 books in the Nicomachean Ethics to this subject. To end this reflection, let's recall a proverb he mentioned in Book 9 of Nicomachean Ethics that I really like. He says, "Friends share a single soul." If the success of any project, team, group, activity, or profession isn't enough to motivate engagement, think of it as a possible path to great friendships. If you know someone who could benefit from this content, share it. Subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to support this work. I'm preparing amazing things for you. Thank you very much, and see you next week.